It's November 2nd, and harvest is done, obviously. You guys have seen that. And then we're running some errands, and we're going by one of our cover crop fields. And I thought I'd hop out here and just show you what we planted and how they're coming along. The front half was planted like a week before the back half, at least. And you can see it's a little thin on the hill there. The spreader must have had trouble, but this stuff's pretty neat. We'll get out and look at it. So we did tillage radishes, turnips, and a wheat of some sort. Wheat was our carrier because we couldn't slow down our spreader slow enough to do the rate of radishes and turnips that we wanted to. So if I wander around here, I know some people have been picking them over, but I'll try to find some stuff here. The tillage radishes. Well, here's a turnip. You know, and that's pretty well in the ground, and I'm not an agronomist, but there's value to the ground just by digging that up and letting it get chopped up. We actually had it in a beef stew the other day, brought to us in the field, and it was really good. And then here, right here, we have our tillage radish, and they're doing just that, because if you pull one out, well, that one broke off, but it goes into the ground, and it's trying to break up the soil, to break up that compaction layer that you get. Let's see if I can find one for you guys. Here we go. Here's another one. Some of them are growing up and out of the ground versus like really far in the ground, but let's see if I can do it without breaking it off. Yep, no, they're breaking right off on me, which is probably because they're just so far in the ground. It's been cold, but you can see here, this is what's going on. They go down in the ground, and when we rip these up and they, you know, break down over the winter and whatnot, that now we've, you know, broke up some of that compaction in this soil. This is a really wet field, and it should really help next year. We're pulling out right up until I started trying to film, but you can see I pulled this one out, and there's still a little bit of down there, but that's the idea, that now there's that void. There's a tillage radish. This is like a smaller version of it, but you can see about a good chunk of it, 3/4 of it was in the ground, just a little bit exposed. So I think it's a pretty sweet concept. Now I just picked a couple of the tillage radishes just to kind of show people, but I don't think they're any good for eating. And a little bin of turnips here, because we do have some family members that want to try them. Like I say, we did eat them in a beef stew on the field the other day, and honestly, they're pretty good. For my first time that I can recall ever eating one. And they want some. So just thought I'd show you guys that real quick, and thought it was pretty neat. Didn't get any videos really of us seeding this stuff, but we just worked the ground with the field cultivator, and then we spread it, just a broadcast spreader, and then we just lightly work the ground again, very lightly, like a couple inches into the ground, just to get the seed touching some soil and get it underground a little bit. But that's all for this one. We're on to run errands, and you guys have a good one as always. Be safe. Check you later.